Sana to the Kenny table where we discuss matters politics and matters governance, of course, who did what, where, when, why, and how. And as usual, we never fail to mention how much more or less is the government going to use, as well as how much more or less is you as the taxpayer, or are you as the taxpayer going to incur now and in the coming days. And most definitely today I am joined by Mr. Henry Nyamwea. And we're going to have, of course, a very good and healthy discussion. And to our viewers, it's all about your opinion and your take on things. So feel free to tell us on the comment section below what are your opinions on matters that we are discussing right here on the Q&A table, as well as other issues that you'd also love us to discuss. So karibu sana, and yes, let's have a fruitful as well as a blissful 40 minutes also, right?
Yes.
Most definitely. Now, of course, starting us off with what has been happening today. Number one, we saw that the deputy president is actually back in the country from his German visit, And finally, as what people were asking, we saw the deputy president finally met the king, who is almost concluding his state visit in Kenya. And it was quite a warm exchange between the two, Of course, king haizi kuwa na beef na Rigiji. Yeah, kwa sababu sidhani kama kuna mahali wamekorofishana, Yeah, so to those who are asking, yes, they actually finally met and shared sort of like an intimate moment when they met, which is something very beautiful. Now, of course, we also saw that is Rigiji accompanied by Ruto at Mombasa, of course, exchanging or having quite an interesting conversation at State House, which also sparked a lot of conversations out here about, initially people thought Rigiji, or people still assume that Rigiji na Gachagua ni moto wa kuotea mbali between the two, but there was quite a warm embrace and quite a good moment between them at State House in Mombasa while they were commissioning the different projects, Now, moving on to Rigathi Gachagua, that is who we're going to start with today, Of course, we saw him alongside the president commissioning certain projects, including electricity in the coastal region, And while Rigiji was speaking, that is Gachagua, he actually, number one, praised or applauded the benefits that come from Ruto's international or abroad visits. Number one, stating that they're very beneficial to the country na ndio inafanya maendeleo inaendelea hapa, And I don't know, what to take on the kind of, first of all, these trips that the president is taking, of course. Utaniambia maoni yako kuhusu hayo. But also, the deputy president seems to always be singing praises to the president each and every
time.
Place he goes, Each and every place he goes, each and every, most of the speeches that he makes, he's always singing praises to the deputy, to Ruto, and pushing the agenda of voting for Ruto come 2027 or come the next term. So, number one, is there an agenda to that? And is his agenda going to be successful? And then also, this particular trips that Rigiji is saying are beneficial to the country in comparison to, of course, what we saw at the bipartisan talks with the controller of budgets presentation,
Actually, you almost you have asked
very many questions,
but I'll try one by one.
Oh, okay.
And to start with is about the king.
No.
The king had his own mission to Kenya, and he had a mission. British government had a mission to Kenya, and that's what the king wanted to fulfill, regardless who could be responsible for his mission, but he had no boundaries on who he was coming to meet, whether deputy, president, Raila, whoever.
No.
So I think he has accomplished his mission. And to the case of trips, I think the government now, we have reached where the government should start working for the people. Actually, what I want to say, the government should start from where it started. It has given so many promises. They are defending themselves against trips, overseas trips. And yet, Kenyans have not seen any fruits out of these trips. Remember, we discussed this thing about, we discussed about the trips last time. How much is spent on these trips? And we realized that it's 120 million per trip.
Okay, if you could just hold that thought, kidogo, we're coming back to that. So, to our dear viewers, we are saying welcome if you're joining us right now to the K&A political table. We are currently discussing what happened at the coast, that is at the coast region, with the deputy president as well as the president visiting that particular region and initiating certain projects. Of course, we saw the president talked about a lot of things that Mr. Henry and I, of course, are going to touch on later on. Some of it including employment, including housing, including education, which we have even seen as part of some of the benefits that Kenya has actually garnered even from the King's visit to Kenya. So feel free to tell us on the comment section below, of course, your opinions as well as your take on what we are currently discussing at the K&A table. Most definitely, it's all about your opinion and your opinion counts. Feel free to tell us on the comment section below, as well as if you'd also love to participate in one of our political discussions. It could be virtually, it could be physically. Just hit us up on the comment section below, and most definitely we are going to be there for you. You can also follow our discussions live on Facebook, that is Kenya News Alerts TV, as well as on Channel 7 News TV East Africa, that is on Facebook. And also don't forget to follow us as well on TikTok at Kenya News Alert TV. And right about now, I don't know, from our producer, is it okay for us to continue initiating our conversation? Yes, so I'm going to go back to Mr. Henry, and you were talking about how much money the president has spent.
Yeah, 120 million per trip. Yes, already more than 40 times. And I think is how much is that? It's 40 trips time. Remember, Tamara, this is taxpayers' money. The president doesn't use his own money from his pocket. It is taxpayers' money. So when Kenyans are asking the benefits, the achievements out of these trips, they are not wrong. Yeah? Because it is their money. It is their money. So what I'm seeing from what I heard from the deputy president is supporting the president concerning the trips. But what we are saying here, Tamara, is no matter how many trips they go, but what we want to see, what Kenyans want to see is the benefit, the gains out of these trips, out of these many trips. Are you seeing? And it is high time, actually, the government should stop this game of giving, initiating projects here and there. Some of them have not started. Me, I can say they are supposed to now. They should go back to the first one, to start from where they started. Are you getting? Then Kenyans want to see what is actually on the ground, not mere promises. These ghost promises, they are giving ghost promises to people. I'm telling you, if you try to follow one by one, from Mumias to Sony, from Mumias to other factories, you can remember when he was in Western Province, what he promised about Mumias and other, nothing has happened on the ground. So what we are saying, it is high time for the president to sit down with these people, to start one project by one. Yeah.
And most definitely, first of all, I'd like us to listen to Rigi G, and then we'll be back to continue this discussion.
Bwana asifiwe. Mombasa mpo? Mmefurahi kuona rais wetu, kiongozi wa Jamhuri ya Kenya, amekuja na maendeleo chungu nzima. Sisi tumefurahi sana kuwa na wewe hapa Mombasa kwa mambo ya maendeleo. Wewe umejitolea kutembea kila pembe ya Jamhuri ya Kenya kwa mambo ya maendeleo. Na rais, tukiwa hapa Mombasa tunataka tukupongeze kwa sababu ile safari umeenda pale ng'ambo imeanza kuzaa matunda hapa Mombasa. Kwa sababu ya zile mikutano umefanya kimataifa ya hali ya juu, Kenya imejulikana zaidi. Zile nchi umetembea, wale wageni ambao umekaribisha hapa Kenya, saa hii tunaongea tuko na mgeni mfalme wa Uingereza hapa nchini. Kenya imeingia katika mapu ya kitaifa. Na kwa sababu ya hayo, mambo ya utalii imeanza kuendelea vizuri sana. Tunapoongea leo, Mheshimiwa Rais, hapa Mombasa, kati ya leo na mwaka mpya, mahoteli zote hapa Mombasa zimejaa. Na tuko na mkutano ya baraza la mawaziri kesho. Mawaziri wanatafuta nyumba hapa hawapati. Na hayo ni kusema ya kwamba nchi itafaidika kwa zile hela za kigeni, foreign currency. Number 2, watu ya hapa Mombasa watapata ajira. Na tena mtapata nafasi ya kusupply vyakula na mambo zingine kwa mahoteli zetu. Kwa hivyo rais, tunakuambia wewe endelea kutembea. Kwa sababu unatembea, urudi mkono mtupu, unakuja na maendeleo. Sasa wale wengine wanapiga kelele. Huyu mwekezaji amesema kazi yake ni kujenga. Watu ya kujenga sio watu ya kupiga kelele. Kazi ya kujenga ni ngumu, lakini hii ya kupiga kelele na kubomoa ni kazi rahisi. So wewe rais, kaa kwa kazi ya kujenga. Rais ajenge asijenge? Atembee ng'ambo asitembee? Na akitembea akipata kitu anarudi hapa Mombasa. Tumekubaliana? Wangapi wanasema rais atembee kila pahali, atembee? Kwa hivyo sisi tumefurahi, na mimi nataka nimpongeze huyu governor, rafiki yangu. Babake marehemu Sharif Nasila alikuwa rafiki yangu. Sasa wewe governor, kwa sababu ni rafiki yangu, acha nikushauri. Wewe unaenda mzuri, lakini kaa karibu hapa na rais. Kaa hapo, usitoke hapo. Kaa hapo. Mnataka akae hapo karibu na rais? Kwa sababu huyu governor anakaanga na rais na mimi tukija Mombasa. Na anaongea uzuri wetu tukiwa hapa. Tukiondoka wengine wakija ananyamaza. Sasa tungetaka governor, saa ile rais ako uongee uzuri yake. Saa ile hayuko uongee uzuri yake. Wangapi wanaunga hiyo mkono? Mungetaka governor ajipange hapo na rais? Hapo ndio kesho ya Kenya iko. Hapo kesho ya Kenya iko hapa kwa rais.
Yes, so of course that was Rigathi Gachagua, and I would like your reaction on some of the things, of course, that he's talked about. Tumeona pia akimwambia gavana wa Mombasa ya kwamba he should stick, yani akae hapo kando ya rais, because that is William Ruto, because that is the place to actually be.
But he's still there with them.
Yeah, 100%. And also another thing amekuzia ni ya kwamba isiwe sifa tu zinaenda kwa rais wakati ambapo yuko Mombasani, lakini wakiondoka wakati ambapo wako na hao watu wengine, then when the rest are actually talking negative or complaining about the president and all that, he is quiet. What's your reaction on
a good leader,
this message?
A good leader, you don't mind what a person does, even when you have left. You know, the deputy president is as if we have started realizing that hizo sarakasi zake zinamuweka bali babaya. Unaona? Ndio maana anataka kujirembeza kwa rais. You know, we said the other day that politics is fighting for space. Naye pia anaelewa akona msukuma hapa. Akona wapinzani chini. Isipokuwa wenye anafikiria sio wale. Anafikiria Raila na sio Raila. in another way around. So, you know, the signal, the warning is giving Mombasa governor, yani anamaanisha akae na rais atoke kwa upinzani. But shieti yani ni njia ingine akae kwa rais kabisa atoke upinzani. And you know, we are on the process of privatizing our Mombasa,
Port, yeah.
even Mumiazi, and other parastatals that we really rely and depend on in this country. Yeah. So what I'm saying is that we don't want intimidation. That is very bad. The governor has his own light. He knows where to support, who to support, when to support. Because he did not ignore the president. That's why he accompanied the president. Who welcomed the president? Mombasa.
Of course, it has to be the governor himself.
The governor.
Yeah.
So the governor is still there. But I told you actually, Gachagua has no experience in politics.
But he's talking in good faith. Unajua lazima ulinde nyumba yako.
No, what he should know, that's why the governor is elected in an opposition ticket. What Gachagua should know, this is a multi-party democracy, where even the government, other government, is formed through various different parties. You see, even UTA itself, and this is because of our democracy. So, hawezi lazimisha governor eti usiongee hivi amwekee maneno kwa mdomo. That's what I'm saying.
But hajamwekea maneno kwa mdomo, Mr. Henry. Amesema tu hizo sifa. It's just like what I tell you, the way you praise me when I'm here with you should also be
the same
voice when I'm not there.
That's what exactly I'm saying, my sister. You know, the governor has his own light. He has right. He knows where he has right to support, where and when he wants. You see, but he's there as a governor, and is the one who welcomed the president, including Rigich. Are you see? But what Gachagua means is that the governor should desist himself from opposition and continue working with the president. But remember, governors are under the president. They are working with the president. Hawajakataa kufanya kazi na president.
No.
But let me tell you what is in the mind of Gachagua. If you don't know, atoke opposition, aungane ili, you know, there are jenye inafanyika Mombasa ni privatization ya Mombasa. Unanielewa? That's what they are doing there.
But even from the discussions that we've gotten about privatizing some ports in the country, all of it has been towards...
Why? What are we missing?
All of it has been towards trying to grow Kenya, as well as open Kenya to foreigners. But the president has been very vocal about this many times, even while he was commissioning the Uhuru 2 back in Kwaitwaje Nyanza region. You know, was very clear about the privatization, of course, talking about, stating that it's actually going to be more beneficial to Kenyans. It's not, it's like I'm giving you my home for a little while so that you can make an investment.
I know, and I understand, my
and
sister,
creating employment opportunities as well.
I'm asking, wanatakiwa kukaa chini, waelezee wa Kenya, this is how we are going to benefit.
But the president has talked a number of times about that.
No.
How Kenyans are going to benefit from it.
You will be shocked. Actually, you will be shocked. These people have hidden agenda. There is nothing that is going to happen here.
Let me ask you a question.
If you really, Tamara, if you are really watching, what's happening? From especially, I'm saying about Mafoko lands, and the privatization of our own ports, parastatals, we are heading into a wrong direction. Even I listened very carefully to the statement from control of budget. Control of budget. Do you know what you say?
Most definitely, yes.
We are continuing borrowing. We are borrowing, but if you ask the purpose and the use of this money, or where this money inafanya kazi, haionekani. Hata China ya project haionekani. Unanielewa? That's controller of budget. Meaning there is something hidden. Actually, we are in a wrong direction. We are heading into a crisis. This country, I'm telling you, and you come to agree with me. We are heading into a crisis, which we cannot even, in fact, even if we invite other people, tutachikuta tumejihang, we have already hanged ourselves. Yeah, hatuwezi jisaidia. Yeah, and because we are not telling Kenyans, we are not specifying exactly what we want to do. This is how we have planned, and these are the benefits out of our plans. Are you getting? We are going round and round in sitting many programs, projects, even without budget.
Okay. I have a question for you, but I'm going to reserve it for later on after we talk about the president, of course. Because from regarding Gachagua's, of course, statements, it's clear stated that Rais ameleta maendeleo, you know, and we've seen that the president commissioned different projects in the country. Some
many of them.
Yes, many. Now, this particular one is something that has already started that he was commissioning today in Mombasa, you know. We've seen his contribution towards education as well in this particular region with what he stated today.
Which contribution?
And
in education sector?
Yes,
which contribution?
most definitely.
My sister let me ask you, genuinely and kind. Which contribution? The education sector is fully financed by the British government. If you don't know, ours is to go around to top up. From where yani ni kuingia tu lakini hakuna kitu inafanyika hapo.
But your top up actually counts, you know, whether or not you like it, it counts, you know. And the major issue that the president has also been talking about greatly out here is the issue of housing, you know, building affordable housing. And obviously from his speech today, or from his speech today in Mombasa, he's actually touched on or talked on every mwananchi or mwananchi being able to actually own a home or have a home, you know. Yes. So, of course, he categorized the thing into different sectors with social housing contributing like 3%, that is around 3,000 to 5,000 Kenyan shillings, of course. Then when it comes to the affordable housing, of course, if you're in that category, 6%. If you're in the market category, 9%. And, of course, we're seeing everyone, of course, number one, owning a home. Number two, also trying to get rid of the slum areas, or trying to remove people from the slum areas into good as well as affordable residential areas, you know, which is something you pay from time to time. Of course, when he talks about that, he always talks about kama watu watachagua jembe, you know, because it's employment opportunities, of course, to the people out there, you know. I know you have comments for that, but before that, hold the comments. Let's listen to the president, and then we'll be right back.
Okay.
Situpanue jameni, ndio vijana wapate kazi na tuendeshe biashara. Na ndio sababu hiyo mimi nataka niwaeleze, na wale watu ambao walipeleka port kule Nairobi wasianze kuniuliza maswali. Nyinyi mliopeleka port Mombasa mnyamaze kwanza, tupange mambo ya port mpaka ikae mzuri. Ama namna gani bwana? Tuko pamoja? So hii port natafuta waegezaji. Mimi hakikisho langu kwenu ni kwamba port ya Mombasa will never be privatized. That you have my word. Lakini port ya Mombasa tutaifanyia investment. Tutaleta watu ambao watatusaidia kupanua hiyo port. Badala ya kuwa na TUEs milioni 1, tunataka ifike TUEs milioni 5, milioni 8, ikienda milioni 10. Na tuhakikisha kwamba iko na efficiency. Na ndio mimi nataka tukubaliane kama watu wa Kenya. We must use the port in Kenya to make sure that we derive economic benefits, we create jobs, we create investment, and we create industries. Ndio nimeuliza watu wa KPA. Ile mambo ilifanyika pale Dongo Kundu. Hiyo Dongo Kundu tumezungumzia karibu miaka sijui 20 na haijafanya kazi. Hiyo Dongo Kundu nimesema kwamba kuna mpango ilifanywa pale. Orodha ya watu imeandikwa mrefu ati ni watu wa Dongo Kundu. Huyu PO Box Kakamega, huyu PO Box sijui wapi, huyu PO Box sijui wapi. Wewe kama PO Box yako ni Kakamega, wewe unafanya nini Dongo Kundu? Kama sijui kama tunaelewana. Kama wewe PO Box yako ni Eldoret, unafanya nini Kakamega? Ama PO Box Nairobi, wewe unafanya nini Dongo Kundu? Ndio nimesema hiyo list ambayo iliandikwa, hiyo list tunaifutilia mbali, tunaenda pale kuhesabu wale watu wanaishi Dongo Kundu, hao ndio tutawalipa. Wale wakora wengine wote watoke. Ninyi mnanielewa? Nani si mnajua vile nimesema? Na mimi sipingani na mtu. Wale wakora, wafisadi, wezi, maland grabber, mambo yao ni matatu. Finish. Tumeelewana watu wa Mombasa? Kwa sababu hatuwezi kuwa tunazungukana ati kuna mtu mmoja msikie hii Kenya hii iko na maajabu my friends. Ati kuna mtu ameandika kwa hiyo report ati mimi nilikuwa na mzinga wa nyuki. Sasa hii mzinga wa nyuki mnifanyie hesabu. Ningepata asali kwa miaka 20. Sasa tupige hesabu, imepigwa hesabu ati hiyo mzinga ya nyuki imelipwa 1,100. Bwana. Sasa wewe ulijuaje kwanza kutakuwa na nyuki ndani ya hiyo mzinga? Hii ni upuzi. So, tafadhali tukubaliane. Tuko pamoja? So, we are going to make sure that we compensate only people who truly live in Dongo Kundu. Wale watu wengine wote ambao hawana haja na Dongo Kundu waende mbali, so that we can move it fast. Na hiyo kazi mimi nataka nimalize in the next 2 months. Tumemaliza hiyo kazi Januari, tunaanza kujenga mambo ya Dongo Kundu. We don't want to quarrel with people. Sijui kama tumeelewana ndugu zangu. Mnasema tusukume hii kazi iende mbele ama mnataka tukae naye tu hivi hivi? Munisikize pia. Niliwaahidi ya kwamba hii barabara yenu ya kutoka hapa Nyali, hapo kwa bridge, tunaijenga mpaka baadaye tutaiunganisha na Kilifi. Hiyo kazi imeanza. Tunataka kuondoa hiyo jam na msongamano wa magari yote, tupite Mtwapa, na baadaye tunataka tukuje tuunganishe na sehemu hii, tusukume mpaka iungane na nchi yetu ya Tanzania, iwe dual carriageway. Ndio tufungue kabisa Mombasa hii. Nitakuja tena ile dual carriageway ya kutoka hapa kwenda mpaka Mariakani. Contractor yuko pale, nitarudia baadaye mwaka huu ama mwaka ujao, kwa sababu we want to use the port of Mombasa as an economic engine for the Republic of Kenya. Tunaelewana jameni? Tuko pamoja? Najua watu wa hapa.
Yes, and most definitely that was the President, William Ruto, while at Mombasa, that is today. And of course, nimerudi sasa kwako, because you had a reaction when I mentioned affordable housing, something that Ruto has been talking about for the past, I don't know how long, when he visits different places.
I reacted because about housing building housing, affordable housing units, has been in the public domain for a long time. But it has not started. We don't know when they will start building these affordable houses. But that project, for now, it has not started. What so far has been achieved is fertilizer. Are you seeing? Okay. When we go to rural land, Ruto has gone there 4 times. He has promised none of the projects has started. Western, including Nias, and you are aware. Nothing has started. Now, what I'm saying, I'm not against the government, but what we are requesting is that let some of these projects start for people to see truly what the president is promising is a reality. This is what we are not asking much. We are not asking too much. But what we want is that let some of these projects start, Tamara. Let them start instead of going around promising many projects. Some of them we have not seen. Yeah, that's why you saw me actually reacting when you talked about housing units. And again, you know, as a president, I know the president, William Samuel Ruto, as I know him, is very brilliant. He knows some of these projects must be budgeted, must have a budget from parliament. Are they budgeted projects or ghost projects? Do they have budget? Of course, the president has power also to make supplementary, to ask for supplementary budget. And of course, what they did, you know, apart from the annual budget, we have added supplementary budget of 160 million, amounting to 3.91 trillion. The highest budget ever in the history of this country. Okay. That's why I'm saying it is high time now to show Kenyans that what we have been going around promising has now started and it's a reality now. Yeah. Instead of tunaendelea kuongeza juu ya zingine. Instead of pleasing ourselves, pleasing each other, that this is the benefit out of this. Kenyans have not seen. We want to see. We want to see some of these projects. Yeah.
And of course, just on a light note, we saw Peter Salasya make a statement that mafuta ikishuka ama rais akishukisha mafuta kutoka the current price to 150 shillings, then he might leave his party and join UDA. Yeah, and join UDA. And of course, touching on that was definitely we talk about the issue of the current economic state of Kenya, you know, and the cost of living, of course. And I remember clearly from our previous discussion, you stated that once we solve the issue of fuel, a lot of other things, a lot of other things are going to align, you know. And of course, we are asking this particular question that should the president stop focusing on initiating projects and focus on trying to solve the issue of the cost of living, number one, or because there's some that suggest that he's actually spending too much time focusing on initiating projects, you know. The other side, you know, as much as we're trying to solve the economy as well, I know as much as we're trying to solve the issue of the cost of living, projects have to go on. You know, projects still have to go on, you know. But is the president, as per you now, this is your personal opinion, considering what is currently happening? We know on one side we have the bipartisan talks that are, of course, trying to address this particular issue. We have, in a devolved government system, you know, we have governors, senators, MCAs all around trying to cater for the needs of their people, the Mwananchi, you know. But generally, as a nation, is the president, or do you feel like the president is neglecting the major cries of Kenyans, or is he trying to find a way, or are we going to find a solution to whatever is happening?
My sister Tamara, is Kenyans who pay tax. The country is run through tax paid by common mwananchi.
No.
And what Kenyans are asking for is the reduction to reduce fuel costs.
No.
And taxation.
No.
And the value, these are the basic commodities will automatically come down. If you reduce the cost of fuel and high taxation, you know, I don't see how the president is going to revive the economy without circulation of money. People are not doing business down here. Are you seeing this?
Mm-hmm.
Some of the businesses have been paralyzed because of money, because of high taxation, because the high cost of fuel. So actually what we want, let me comment on Sarazi. Sarazi, you know, those are politicians. They can speak, they can say anything.
Anything, yeah.
Yeah. But it's not serious that if the president reduces the cost of fuel, he will join the UDA.
But a promise is a promise. If the cost of fuel is reduced.
One way they are showing Kenyans that the president is a joker. He is not serious with what he say. He is not seriously working for the benefit of Kenyan mwananchi, common mwananchi. Because if kama angekuwa serious, wacha arudishe petroli mafuta chini, arudishe taxes chini, ili the common mwananchi, these people who are paralyzed down here, waanze kufanya zile biashara zao za pound, za 100, za 200, za 300 to 20,000. Hizo ndizo pesa zina revive the economy of Kenya. Unanielewa my sister? But when these people are paralyzed, they are not doing business because of taxation. They are not doing business because high cost of fuel. Yeah? How will you revive the economy? You can't. Without circulation of money, no reviving of the economy. The economy is only revived through circulation of money. Businesses are dormant. Some are closed. We is not seeing this in this country. Businesses are closed. Nothing is working down here. People are crying. Where do you get money? How do you revive the economy? Without the support. These are the taxpayers. These are 3 shillings. It's not 3%, it is 3 shillings. What has that money done? We need to be shown. I listened very carefully to the sentiments of controller of budget. Everything is at a very bad dilemma. It is not clear where this money is used. It is not clear which project. If you ask, I listened to her very carefully. She said, if you ask, we borrowed 1 point something trillion, I'm a billion, where did this money work? Go. There's no project, even the name of the project. Are you listening to me? Okay.
But that is failure on whose side?
So let me tell you. Sooner or later, you will see workers, the whole of Kenya, coming out protesting.
No.
I'm telling you, and you wait. It will not take even 2 weeks from now. So, you know, we cannot continue initiating projects. They have reached almost 1 million. We need now to stop and start from where we started from. Kenyans want to see physically what is done or the achievements out of these projects. Our money, yani pesa zetu zinafanya kazi wapi? Unanielewa? So, we are not criticizing the government. All we are asking is not too much. But all we are asking is that, can we be sold some of these projects where
that I'm posing to you guys is, are Kenyans over criticizing the current government? Please feel free to tell us on the comment section below, and most definitely, thank you so much for giving us time, allowing us to keep you company and also keeping us company all through the K&A table. More of these discussions, of course, you'll find them on our YouTube channel, that is Kenya News Alerts TV, as well as Facebook page, that is Channel 7 News TV East Africa. Channel 7 News TV East Africa on Facebook, and Kenya News Alerts TV on YouTube. We feel free to also share widely, of course, as well as contribute and participate in our discussions. Most definitely, from us to you, we're saying good morning, good afternoon, and good evening.
Thank you.